Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessToTrader.com nightly wrap-up show. Hope everybody is doing well. Guys, take a second now to support the channel. Click that like button if you haven't done so already. Also, come aboard, subscribe to the channel. Hopefully, again, I will continue to do my best to point you in the right direction. So, you can easily make a case, right? I could easily make a case that today's session is both practically, for the short term, practically good or bad. And let me talk about it, right? So over the weekend, we talked about, again, the selling pressure, all that good stuff. Again, if you've been following along just for the last month, you kind of have been pretty severely sell biased pretty much every single day. The one big area of price discovery that we talked about on the weekend update was going to be this 594.70s level, right? That was also the 100-day moving average. So the morning session, and again, we went through all the names, not Meta. We went through an NVIDIA on the weekend update, Tesla, Microsoft, so forth and so on, right? So we'll get to the pivots in a second. So I can make a case, a bullish case that, well, the bulls lost the 594.70s, went down a couple of bucks, only to recover back the 150-day moving average and close within a greenish candle, which basically means the close was higher than the open, right? That is the bullish case. That is the bullish stance that you can pretty much accept or not going into tomorrow's session. The other side of the equation is, yeah, whatever. And that's a right way of looking at it as well, because again, all this is happening below the 50-day moving average. We've seen this movie 1,000 times, that you are going to have nasty snapbacks within very, very vicious selling cycles. And it never took out the previous day's high. This is just, par for the course of what happens in a selling cycle. And all you got to do is go back to 2022 and you'll see plenty of examples of this. Again, even though 2022, we lost 35% on the NASDAQ 100, there were really, really violent days. And every single time there was a violent day, it felt like the bottom. So you can make a case, right? You're all adults. Again, I'm just here to present the data. You can trade on whatever data, whatever you think you are looking at or potentially looking at. I have a little bit of a different view of the markets. I trade on both sides, and I'm always prepared on both sides. But this close today, really wasn't anything that I turned around and I go, wow, this is a super bullish close. Ironically, there was a lot of case studies that you could turn around and say, gold and silver got sold today. Okay, cool, right? Gold and silver got sold. You had a nasty reversal in NVIDIA to the upside, which is a good, considering, I shorted the video off the 100-day moving average, went down a couple of points, and then you had news come out that SoftBank completely has dissolved its stake in NVIDIA. And out of nowhere, you have this massive reversal in the video. So you turn around and say, all right, that's good. Selling off, rallying on bad news. Okay, that's good. So you had all these different, counter arguments throughout the day. But let's talk about the individual numbers, right? All the individual numbers that you can make your own opinion of what happened. Okay, so Amazon bounced today. It was up a couple of bucks. Okay, this is like winning the tallest dwarf competition. Okay, stock was down 9 days in a row and the stock was up today. Was the stock up? Okay, your guess is as good as mine. You have Apple. Apple had a very, very strong session, right? Very, very strong session. Finished the day up 8 points. Again, another case of winner of the tallest dwarf competition. The stock lost $30 in the last 3 days. The stock was up 8. So was the stock strong today? Again, you can make up your own mind. You could turn around and go, well, Tesla had a really, really aggressive recovery from the lows. Yeah, you can make a case on that, but it still closed below the 150-day moving average. So there's a lot of ways you can go into tomorrow's session and try to figure out your edge. Here's the way I do it, right? I let the data, I let the closing prices tell me what's about to happen next, right? I'm not looking for the sexiest trade. I'm not looking for the crowded trade. I'm sure as hell not looking at the same thing the retail public is looking at the same time, the same interval. I'm trying to get the low-hanging fruit, whether it's on the long side or in the short side, whatever the case may be. Here's a little more fuel to the fire, right? After the close, NVIDIA and Meta announced a multi-strategic partnership, which is good, right? NVIDIA had a nice reversal, had a strong session, and now is popping a little bit here after hours, giving back a little bit of gains, but popping about, a little bit less than $2. Meta, that has been absolutely manslaughtered, literally manslaughtered, in the last, what? Talking about in the last couple of, like 3 weeks, right? Just absolutely manslaughtered. Lowest close in this whole formation. Okay, Meta's getting a pop up about $5 in the day. Is really up $5 in a day winning on this type of announcement? Again, I'll let you be the judge of that. But the most important takeaway is dead cat bounces in a lot of names. A lot of sell signals continue to, continue to drive this market. A lot of stocks are building below technical damage. And until and this is the key, folks, and this is the whole key, at least for me, right? The key is for me to get back above the previous day's channel. And again, a stock, impossible. It's absolutely impossible for the market or an individual stock to go higher if it doesn't take out the previous day's highs. If you look at the previous day's highs on the Qs, were 606.50. Today's high was 303.90s. Again, lower highs. How excited do you want to be? Now, if you caught some nice reversals, if you caught some cash flow, if you are positioning yourself for the future, again, this broadcast has nothing to do with you. We are talking about data for the next day. So let's talk about the next day, right? And let's talk about some data. The reversal came today around 11 o'clock, which was absolutely really, really strong. And I was like, wow, this is actually pretty strong. This is very, very effective. Granted, we never took out the previous day's high. So you can make a case that was this really a rally or kind of a dead cat bounce? Again, this is all a dead cat bounce until we reclaim back the 50-day moving average. But if you look at the individual names, you'll see a different picture. So let's talk about those individual names based on the weekend's research, and that's all that we can attest to because this is all that we're looking at. So we talked about, right? We talked about over the weekend, Microsoft. Watch Microsoft. It held the same level back-to-back days. 398 is held twice. It's a short, right? Here's the problem with Microsoft. Microsoft never rallied with the rest of the market. Not only did it not rally when the market reversed, it closed below, right? Closed below the previous 2 days lows and traded all the way down to 394. Is this thing shaping up like Amazon did, right? Amazon did, Google did, PLTR did the last couple of weeks? Well, the data is saying so, right? Again, anything's possible. It could have a massive update tomorrow. But the point is, again, it's not rallying with the rest of the market. Okay, so for all you guys that took Microsoft, good job there as well, right? You got Tesla. Correct? We talked about Tesla losing. We talked about Tesla losing the 150-day moving average on the weekend update. 410.88 is a short. It held the 150-day moving average. The stock went down to 400 today, right? Again, congratulations for all you guys who caught that. But here's the caveat, right? Here's kind of the curveball. It had a great bounce and it held that level perfectly, right? I said there's a shot against the 400. It got down to $400.50. The weird part about it is, well, not the weird part about it is kind of just from the framework. Even though it bounced, it did first close. This is now the first close below the 150-day moving average. And we saw buyers come in for the 397, and we saw some 390 and 380 deep out of the money puts for the next several weeks. Again, you make up your own mind what you think that means, but here is the data. So really big move on Tesla as well, right? CPRT I still like, didn't confirm. Marvel went down only $1, blah, blah, blah. So I shorted the video. We talked about in the video on the weekend update. I shortened the video. I covered 90% of my position down a couple of bucks. I know that doesn't sound exciting, but like every 50 cents in the video is like a fist fight. And ironically, it actually reversed, right? It reversed on good news, on bad news. With that is I'd actually go. It'll be very interesting to see if NVIDIA could actually price improve on today's action. Can Meta price improve on today's action, right? You got name, for example, I think that was all on the pivots. Yeah, I think that was all on the pivots. So really aggressive session, especially with Tesla and NVIDIA in the morning. You have Apple, right? Apple, we talked about, had, a $30 decline, an 8-point bounce back. Again, is this something to get excited about? I wouldn't personally get excited about Apple until it reclaimed back the 50-day moving average. The 50-day moving average on Apple is roughly around 267 on a closing basis. If it could get back above the 267 level on a closing basis, I would feel very, very confident to say, hey, Apple is back. Until then, down 30, up 8, not exactly the greatest cry for an accomplishment. So let's talk about some ideas for tomorrow. Okay. One of my better ideas, I think they announced some sort of offering after the close. Hey, I'll show you guys. I put it out there, I put it out there. Here it is right here. So I put out SanDisk on the watch list, 286. Hell, here's my watch list, right? I usually don't show you my watch list. Here's my watch list for tomorrow. All right. So you got SanDisk coming out after the close. So some crappy news. Unfortunately, this was a really strong setup. And the reason why 586.30s was going to be a big setup for tomorrow was, well, it's starting to build below the 5 and the 10-day moving average. It's a shame that the trade got killed here after hours. But as you can see here, after hours, SanDisk got, the trade actually might be saved. It's actually rallying back here. So let's keep an eye on this thing. I know we just traded down to 567, but let's watch this thing on the regular session. This thing starts losing 586. Maybe it gets hit. But let me give you guys some ideas for tomorrow. BTU, again, in the chemical space. Again, not the greatest trader in the world, but first close below the 50-day moving average. I want to watch, in case we do bounce tomorrow again, because remember, guys, we did reclaim back the 150-day moving average pretty quickly today on the Qs. Just in case we have an upside day tomorrow in the overall market, let's keep an eye on Tesla just in case it starts reclaiming back the 150-day moving average. With the SanDisk theme, let's watch Micron. It's not exactly the same setup as SanDisk, but if SanDisk does gets an aggressive sell-off tomorrow, let's keep an eye on SanDisk. Let's keep an eye on Micron in case it loses the 20-day support. Oracle continues to be like the streets of Manhattan, the streets of New York City, filled with garbage and dog poop. And by the way, you just got an announcement that anybody who lives in New York City is now going to have a property tax increase. You guys got duped. I'm just saying, you guys got duped. Anyway, let's keep an eye on Oracle. If it loses the 10-day support, it could get hit as well. And let's watch the video, right? Let's see if this is enough. I'm doubting it, but who the hell knows? Let's see if this is enough, right? Let's see if this is enough. Then the video can reclaim back the 5 and the 10-day moving average as well. Just a quick note, guys. Thank you very much for all you guys who came aboard over the weekend to kind of kick the tires, all that good stuff on the pivots. If you are interested, folks, and nice to meet you guys. If you are interested, folks, the link will be live for the rest of the week. If you are interested in pivots, come aboard, hang out for the next 30 days, and see if it's a right fit for you. Guys, great job today. A good way to start the week. And with God's help, I will see you all in the field tomorrow. Take care.